Hello guys and welcome to today's episode where today, as you can see from the title and the thumbnail, we are back on our Town Hall 10 account and the Halloween update has finally dropped. Well, the Halloween update was already there, but basically we have now finally received the new troops, which is the Giant Skeleton and also the Pumpkin Barbarian. Now, I made a video on that yesterday and I told you guys not to be as excited for these troops, but I may have changed my mind. I did one attack on a friendly challenge, just one, you guys. I don't really know how good or bad they are, but they're decent for the time being. They are decent, I can tell you that much. But first of all, before we get ourselves into a few attacks, I would like to go ahead and have a look at some of these statistics. So first of all, what I love about these troops is they look silver within your army, so they're basically like special troops. It just makes them feel even more special because they have this like kind of silver look around them. If you can't notice it, basically if you look at the cards, they are silver instead of blue, just like the rest of the cards. But now let's go ahead and have a look at some of these statistics. So let's kick it off with the Pumpkin Barbarian. So we're going to compare the Pumpkin Barbarian to the regular Barbarian. So the Pumpkin Barbarian does 30 damage per second, and the regular Barbarian also, I believe most of the stats should be the exact same. And yes, indeed. So basically how this works is the normal Barbarian has 125 hit points, whereas you can see the Pumpkin Barbarian, he seems to have way less hit points. But basically what happens is the 42 hit points are only from the pumpkin. So basically when the pumpkin goes down, the pumpkin works like a like a helmet kind of. So basically the expert or whatever is going to take down the helmet, and then the barbarian is going to look like this, like a normal barbarian. So he then has the exact same stats as your regular barbarian. So that's it for the Pumpkin Barbarian. 5 seconds training time, honestly not too much. But then we've got the Giant Skeleton, and we're going to compare him to the Giant, I'd say Giant and Golem, because he's kind of like a mix from those two. So basically what it does is he does 100 damage per second, which is almost twice than what the Giant does. Let's go ahead and check out the Giant. Where is the Giant? The Giant, where are you? There he is. So the Giant does 43 damage per second, meaning the Giant Skeleton does a little more than twice the damage than the Giant. And the Giant Skeleton also has 3.6 thousand hit points, which is half the health of the Golem, which is very interesting. So basically double the amount of damage that the Giant does, but half the amount of basically hit points that the Golem has. Now the training costs 3.5 thousand elixir. That is absolutely fine and it seems normal to me. And then 30 seconds training time, which honestly is not too much considering the Giant also only needs 30 seconds. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a attack, which is the first one is going to be a normal attack just to see if this can actually possibly work, and then the second one is going to be more of like a troll attack. And we also have the 1 boost spell factory, you guys, so if you do want to go ahead and boost your spells, you can definitely go ahead and do that. But that being said, let's get ourselves into a few attacks. I'm sorry if you guys were not interested in stats. I may have left the timestamp of the time that we attack in the beginning. If you missed that, well then I'm sorry. But anyways, we are going to be getting ourselves into an attack. So I have to go ahead and find a base, and once I've found a base, I'm going to be right back with you guys, because basically I'm not quite sure what type of base I want to find. This is a dead base, but I kind of don't want to attack a dead base today. I'd rather do something else for a change, going to attack a regular base but not a Town Hall 10 base, because the Inferno Towers, they're just going to annihilate me. So give me a couple of seconds just to go ahead and find a base. And actually, you know what, we're not even going to edit this part out. I believe we should attack this guy, Ali from American Clan. Okay, very interesting. But yeah, this guy, he is a Town Hall 10, but he has no Inferno Towers, just to kind of test out this strategy, you guys. So as you can see, this strategy consists of 4 Giant Skeletons. Now the reason I didn't take more is because I honestly think if we take more Giant Skeletons, it's just going to be way too many, because the Giant Skeleton is a troop that takes 20 capacity from your army. That is already a lot. That's 80 capacity already only from 4 troops, which is mad. But how we're going to do this is we are going to, I don't know, I think I want to drop in 2 Giant Skeletons over on the left hand side, but the problem is going to be the Wizard Tower due to the wall breakers not being able to break through that compartment. So I'm not quite sure if that's going to work. We are losing our Wi-Fi connection. Okay, so we're going to have to do this pretty fast. So how we're going to do this is 1 and 2, going to drop in a couple of wizards in behind just like so. Hopefully none of the wizards are in range of the cannon, and they are sadly. Okay, that is unfortunate. Going to drop in the wall breakers breakers over on this side, you guys. Now we're going to drop in the rest of our wizards, and we're also going to drop in our barking, and we're going to drop in, actually we're just going to drop in all of our giant skeletons. Why not, you guys? I mean, we have them, so why not? We're also going to drop in our healers. That is why I had the healers for the giant skeletons. Now we're going to spam in the Valkyries, and we're going to keep the Pumpkin Barbarians for a little later. So we're going to drop in our first raid spot over here, going to drop in a poison spell on all of these wizards. Hopefully the wizards aren't going to take out all of our giant skeletons, and they seem to be doing a pretty decent amount of damage, you guys. We're going to drop in another raid spot. We're also going to drop in a raid spot over here and a heal spot on all of these Valkyries, because the Valkyries are the main force of today's attack basically. Now we're going to drop in the Pumpkin Barbarians on the outside of the base, and they just look so much more powerful than the regular barbarians. I don't know why, but they just look way more powerful. Gonna pop the king ability. Also gonna drop in 2 wall breakers over here. Kind of useless, but I mean, that is absolutely fine. So we're gonna drop in the rest of our barbs in just a few seconds. Do we have any more giant skeletons? Yes, we do. 2 giant skeletons, because we don't have any more healers though, which is very interesting. Giant skeleton on the top of the base, gonna take out the cannon. Sorry, not the cannon, the mortar. Yes, indeed. And where are our giant skeletons? Where'd they go? Okay, so they went over to this side, which honestly was not the best thing. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Honestly, okay, we're gonna drop in the rest of our bobs over on the top of the base, because the other cannon is currently distracted. He is on the basically targeting the skeleton, the giant skeleton. No more troops over on the bottom of the base, but this is a very interesting strategy, you guys. I would definitely recommend you guys try it out at least. Although I know that I mean, in my opinion, you're never gonna be able to 3-star a base with a giant skeleton. He just does not seem powerful enough, you guys. He just, I don't know. I doubt anyone can 3-star with the giant skeleton. I mean, he's a cool troop. He definitely does match the Halloween theme of, well, of basically Halloween. But I honestly just don't think the giant skeleton is that good. I mean, yes, he is alive at the very end of the attack, but that's only because he's so freaking slow. And I mean, the Valkyries, they just speed through the base, they annihilate everything. Giant skeleton, kind of like a mix of the giant and the golem. Honestly, I am a fan of how he looks, of the animation, all of that stuff, and of the giant bomb at the very end, but I'm not a fan of how he kind of works. I mean, he doesn't really do too much damage. He does have a decent amount of health, but he does still go down pretty fast, to be honest. But anyways, that is just my opinion, you guys. Star bonus, we also got that. Now what we're going to do in the next attack is we're going to take a mass giant skeleton attack, and we are going to clone the giant skeletons. That's going to be a lot of fun, and be sure to let me know down below in the comment section what are your thoughts on the giant skeleton and also on the Pumpkin Barbarian. Although the Pumpkin Barbarian, who can complain? I mean, it's just a better version of the regular barbarian. So I'm definitely happy with the Pumpkin Barbarian, but it's nothing new. It's not a new troop. But the giant skeleton definitely is something new mechanics, all of that stuff. But yeah, let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are about the giant skeleton. But that being said, let's get ourselves into one more attack, a troll attack this time, with a mass giant skeleton attack. So we're going to take on this base because it is basically the first base we came across, and also with a decent amount of loot. So how we're going to attack this base is we're going to go in from the Archer Queen side. Now I'm not quite sure if the giant skeletons are going to target the Archer Queen. I really kind of don't know, honestly, which is very interesting. So actually, I think I don't want to go for the Archer Queen quite yet. We're going to drop in a single giant. No, okay, I'm sorry about this. I'm kind of confusing myself here. But anyways, we're going to drop in all of our giant skeletons on this air sweeper. There we go, you guys. 12 giant skeletons on a single air sweeper. Going to drop in that earthquake spot on the wall right here just to see what's going to happen. So they're doing a decent amount of damage. So let's go ahead and drop in our first clone spell in just a few seconds. See how many we can clone. I'm guessing 1, probably only 1. Yeah, that is literally, that is terrible, you guys. We were only able to clone a single skeleton spell. That is so unfortunate. But what's going to be interesting, you guys, is to see how many giant bombs are going to pop. I mean, obviously we know 12 giant bombs are going to basically be well, dropping, I guess. But the interesting thing is going to be how much damage is going to be dealt to this base. The giant skeletons are already on very low health. That is because on all of the splash damage, and yeah, I honestly don't know. Gonna drop in another clone spell. I didn't really think about that because I was thinking about the clone spell within Clash Royale, where you basically drop the clone spell and you clone as many troops as there currently are within the battlefield. So say there were 12 giant skeletons, you'd be cloning 12 giant skeletons. And I thought about that, and I was thinking the same was in Clash of Clans, but I totally forgot it is definitely not the same. So yeah, I'm sorry about this. I think this attack wasn't that interesting for many of you guys, but hopefully you are still enjoying it. Definitely be sure to try some different attack strategies though, because those are the most interesting. Now check this out. This is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, all of these giant skeletons may be popping at the exact same. Oh my god, that was massive. Check it out, you guys. All of these giant bombs are literally going to be exploding. Jesus Christ. Wow. Okay, look at this. This is madness. Wow, this is I am just stunned at the amount of damage that these giant bombs do, and it just looks so cool. The fact that bam, bam, check this out, Wizard Tower Cannon is all gonna go down. Look at this side of the base. This side has been annihilated only by the giant skeletons. All of that damage is from the giant bombs that the skeletons dropped. That is mad, but we still did get the defeat. We didn't get as much loot, and we did lose 29 trophies. And honestly, the fact that I thought about cloning them was literally terrible. That was bad. Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys, but still, if you did enjoy today's video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, let me know down below in the comment section what are your thoughts about the giant skeleton and also about the pumpkin barbarian. Now, if you haven't already been to the drama channel, then please be sure to subscribe to my channel for daily videos. And with all that being said, you guys, I will see you next time. My name is of course Asascha. Peace out.